Have you ever wondered how a 400-ton metal machine can soar through the air at 500 miles per hour, carrying hundreds of people safely across continents? Right now, thousands of aircraft are tracing invisible highways across our skies, each one a testament to humanity's most audacious dream. For millennia, flight existed only in myths, reserved for gods and legends. Yet today, over 4 billion passengers take to the skies annually, treating this miracle as casually as boarding a bus. Welcome to the world Documentaries, where we explore extraordinary stories behind our everyday world. Today we're diving into aviation's incredible journey from impossible fantasy to routine reality. If you're fascinated by human achievement, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Now, let's discover how humanity learned to fly, and why every flight remains a small miracle of engineering, courage, and determination. Humans have gazed skyward with longing for thousands of years, watching birds soar effortlessly through the heavens. Ancient civilizations crafted elaborate myths about flight, from Icarus with his wax wings to Chinese legends of flying chariots. These weren't mere fantasies but expressions of a universal human desire transcending cultures and continents. Indigenous peoples worldwide observed eagles riding thermal currents and imagined themselves among the clouds for countless generations. This dream remained frustratingly out of reach, belonging to magic rather than possibility. Artists sketched impossible contraptions, inventors built devices that failed spectacularly, yet each generation continued looking upward with hope. The desire to fly was written into the human heart, an itch that couldn't be scratched by earthbound existence. What seemed like foolish fantasy would eventually become the foundation for civilization's greatest achievements. In Renaissance Italy during the 1500s, Leonardo da Vinci turned serious scientific attention toward the problem of flight. He filled notebooks with meticulous drawings of flying machines, studying bird anatomy with the precision of both artist and engineer. His sketches showed ornithopters with flapping wings, helicopters, parachutes, and gliders, all centuries before the technology existed. Though none were constructed during his lifetime, Leonardo's work revealed profound understanding of aerodynamic principles. Leonardo recognized that human muscle power alone would never achieve sustained flight, and that understanding air movement around wings held the key. His designs weren't idle daydreams but systematic attempts to solve humanity's oldest puzzle through observation and reason. When his notebooks were rediscovered centuries later, aviation pioneers found inspiration in his detailed work. Leonardo proved that solving impossible problems begins with believing they're solvable and approaching them with rigorous curiosity. On a cold December morning in 1903, two bicycle mechanics from Ohio achieved what had eluded humanity for millennia. Orville and Wilbur Wright launched their fragile aircraft from Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, staying airborne for just 12 seconds and covering merely 120 feet. That distance was shorter than a modern jumbo jet's wingspan, yet in those 12 seconds, everything changed forever. The Wright brothers hadn't simply built a machine that could leave the ground. What made their achievement revolutionary was controllability, creating an aircraft that responded to the pilot's commands and could be steered and balanced. This breakthrough came not from university training but from insatiable curiosity, methodical patience, and thousands of experiments. They proved that genius doesn't require credentials, only dedication and courage to challenge accepted impossibilities. Within hours, they made 3 more flights, and when they returned to their workshop, they knew they'd opened a door that would never close. Early aviation was extraordinarily perilous, with pioneers risking their lives every time they climbed into their fragile machines. Engines failed frequently, wings broke under stress, and pilots crashed into trees, buildings, and ground with heartbreaking regularity. There were no safety regulations, training programs, or emergency procedures. You learned to fly by flying, and many paid for their education with their lives. Harriet Quimby, America's first licensed female pilot, died when thrown from her aircraft during routine flight. Yet despite the danger, people kept flying, driven by the knowledge they were building something transformative for humanity. The risks they took and courage they displayed paved the way for safe, reliable air travel we enjoy today. Every safety feature on modern aircraft and every regulation grew from lessons learned through tragedy and sacrifice. These early aviators were true explorers of a new frontier, and their legacy lives in every safe landing. As technology advanced, aviation began setting records that captured the world's imagination and pushed boundaries ever further. In Lingzhou, Louis Blériot flew across the English Channel in 37 minutes, proving aircraft could be practical transportation. In 1927, Charles Lindbergh's solo transatlantic flight made him instantly famous and demonstrated that aircraft could span continents and oceans. 5 years later, Amelia Earhart became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic, facing terrible weather but pressing on to inspire generations. These achievements weren't just about personal glory but about proving what was possible and expanding humanity's horizons. Each record broken opened new routes, inspired new technologies, and brought the dream of routine air travel closer to reality. On October 14, 1947, Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier in the experimental X-1, accomplishing this feat with 2 broken ribs. These pioneers showed that barriers, whether physical, technological, or psychological, exists to be broken by those willing to push beyond accepted limits. The introduction of jet engines near World War II's end revolutionized aviation, offering unprecedented speed, altitude capability, and reliability. Unlike piston engines with thousands of moving parts, jet engines were remarkably simple: air compressed, mixed with fuel, ignited, and expelled to create thrust. This elegance made jets more reliable and powerful for their weight, capable of flying higher and faster than propeller aircraft ever could. By the 1950s, aircraft like the Boeing 707 were carrying over 100 passengers in spacious comfort. The 1969 introduction of the Boeing 747 changed everything again, with its iconic hump and capacity for over 400 passengers, making flying economically accessible to ordinary people worldwide. For the first time, families could afford to fly to other continents, students could study abroad, and the world truly began to shrink. While the Concorde briefly offered supersonic luxury, the real revolution was democratization, making the sky accessible to everyone. Today's modern airliners carry hundreds of passengers thousands of miles while burning less fuel per person than most automobiles. Every flight relies on elegant physics that seems almost too simple to lift something so massive. As a wing moves through air, its curved upper surface forces air to travel farther and faster than air flowing beneath, creating lower pressure above. This pressure difference generates lift, pushing the wing upward and allowing aircraft to overcome gravity through cleverly shaped surfaces and powerful thrust. Wings flex several feet during turbulence, not from weakness but by design, absorbing stress that would crack rigid structures. Modern aircraft are built with extraordinary redundancy, where every critical system has backups ensuring safety even when things go wrong. Lightning strikes aircraft regularly, about once per aircraft per year, yet sophisticated design conducts electricity harmlessly around the cabin. The cabin air you breathe comes from engines, compressed, cooled, and circulated to maintain comfortable pressure. These layers of engineering excellence, refined over decades of learning from every incident, make flying statistically far safer than driving to the airport. Behind every safe flight stands an army of trained professionals whose expertise keeps the system functioning flawlessly. Pilots train for years, accumulating thousands of flight hours before commanding commercial aircraft, and continue training throughout their careers. Flight attendants undergo rigorous safety training in emergency procedures, first aid, water survival, and evacuation, with their primary job being safety rather than service. Air traffic controllers coordinate thousands of flights daily, managing the invisible three-dimensional highways with remarkable precision and calm professionalism. Mechanics meticulously inspect aircraft before every flight and perform deeper examinations at regular intervals, ensuring every system meets strict standards. This culture of checklists, redundancy, and continuous improvement treats safety as a goal that's never fully achieved but always pursued. The aviation industry learns from every accident, implementing changes worldwide to prevent recurrence, creating a transportation system that becomes safer even as it grows exponentially. This collective commitment makes the miracle of flight possible for billions of passengers annually. As we've journeyed from Leonardo's sketches to modern jumbo jets, one truth becomes clear: aviation represents humanity at its finest. We took an impossible dream and made it reality through curiosity, persistence, engineering, brilliance, and unwavering commitment to safety. Every flight proves again that humans can fly, that boundaries exist to be overcome, and that our dreams can take physical form. The world above us continues day and night, a vast network connecting families across continents and opening our planet to exploration. Here at the World Documentaries, we believe the stories behind our modern world deserve wonder. If this exploration has sparked your curiosity, please subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with fellow dreamers. We have many more fascinating topics exploring how humanity has shaped and been shaped by technology and innovation. Drop a comment below sharing your most memorable flight experience or what aspect of aviation amazes you most. Until next time, keep looking up, keep questioning, and remember that every impossible thing was once just a dream someone refused to abandon.